Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. It's the WalterFootball.com Week 9 NFL Pick Show for Friday. Going to get into the games we like for our card and the Circa Millions. Before we do anything here, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video, visit the link in the description for the merch store. I'm not wearing something from the merch store for the first time. That's because it's Halloween and I was out trick-or-treating with my kids, and that's why we're starting late at midnight, one minute shy of midnight. But yeah, you can get anything here at the merch store, a 20% off sale. You could change these to long sleeve, hoodie, women's tank top, infant onesie. You can change the colors. You can do everything. We have our apron. We have our mugs. We have our baseball cap. We have a lot here. You can go to Amazon, buy my books. The most recent one is Jerks of the College Years, where I made fun of people at Penn State. Tom could vouch for some of these characters in this book. It was a lot of fun to write. The first book was The Safety and a Field Goal, where is the top 5 topic book about the NFL. A lot of serious stuff, but some funny stuff too. And then please consider super chats, super stickers. That's the best way to support the show. Kevin Kovac gave us a $25 super chats yesterday, 25 in super chats. So thank you so much, Kevin. That was awesome. I really appreciate it. And I have to make sure our comments work because they didn't work yesterday. So if you're listening to this, post a comment, please, before I have to, because I accidentally shut off comments yesterday because there was this new there's a new option. I actually think it was because there's an option that says, is this made for kids? And if you say yes, then they don't allow comments. And it always says no. It's always automatically no. But for some reason, it was set to yes. So I didn't feel like I had to change it because I didn't notice. There we go. Commenting. Okay, it's a good sign. Yeah. So for some reason, it was automatically set to yes yesterday, and I just never changed it. So anyway, it looks like the comments work, so that's a good sign. Anyway, we're joined by Tom, Quacky T. Tom, how's it going? And how's your week 8?
Oh, Walt, happy Halloween. Hello to you and hello to everyone out there in the Walter football family. Geez, what a tough week that Steelers pick. Really, I was really shocked. I can't, Green Bay. We'll get into them later. They're really driving me nuts this year, and I hate to say that about my own team. That's currently the best team in the NFC. But like,
are they the best team in the NFC?
I think they have the 1 seed, right?
Oh, okay, best record. Okay,
yeah. Sorry for clarification. Yes, best record is what I meant, but. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Green Bay is never doing what we need them what we need them to do, at least as of late. But that one stung. But I'll tell you what, I did have the Jets, and I had the Jets money line until my other buddies told me that was stupid, and then I cashed it out beforehand, and then much to my dismay. But I don't know that I really liked them, as crazy as it sounded. I did bring it up on the show, but so that was a nice win at least. But tough week otherwise. I did have one of my super contest cards on went 4-1, but otherwise I was kind of in the 3-2 and 2-3, and I know our card went 2-3, but we're ready to rebound here.
Yeah.
So we're 26-14 now. Yeah.
No, we're 23-17.
Oh, I was way off. 23. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I was thinking of a different card.
20. That'd be nice. 26-14, 23-17. Not the worst. It felt like we were doing better a couple weeks ago, but look, I mean, we had 2-3 last week. Our wins were on the 2 big favorites, the Colts and the Chiefs. Falcons laid an egg. That was a disaster. And the Bears, I feel like the Bears cost everyone. I feel like most people switched to the Bears, and it's really a shame because we like the Ravens heading into it.
Yeah, that was so annoying.
Yeah, and then suddenly, we get news that Lamar Jackson's out. The spread drops from 6.5 to 1.5, and we're like, okay, we're going to take the value here. And for a while, it looked good. The Bears got out to a 6-0 lead, and then they had this big collapse. So. What are you gonna do? Usually these free squares win, but they didn't this time. And yeah, like I said, Atlanta was what a disaster of a game that was. So
I saw that coming. That knocked out my final Survivor entry.
You did express concern that they would be a no-show, and I kind of like. I dismissed it very, very quickly because I thought
Mhm.
they were coming off a loss. And I was like, why would they be no show off a loss? But lo and behold, Arthur Smith, I mean, not Arthur Smith, the formerly Arthur Smith's team. It feels like Arthur Smith. Raheem Morris's team just no show for the second time since week 3.
Yeah,
just awful.
that was tough. We've been for the most part zigging and zagging at the wrong time with the Falcons. But with that said, I might be interested in putting them on this week. We'll get to that later. But
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, you know what's funny? You know, speaking of Halloween here. Oh, thank you for the super chat there, PC. We appreciate it.
Yeah, PC, thank you so much for the 199 super chat. Sit Vidal, Warren, or Manangai. I'm sitting Warren. The Colts' run defense is really good. Now, Grover Stewart might be out. He's DNP, but then full, he's still questionable. So if Grover Stewart is out, that means Indianapolis's run defense is going to be a lot worse this week. But given that Stewart was full on Friday, I think he will play. So I would sit Warren. Vidal is a great matchup against Tennessee. Just saw what Taylor did to them. Now, obviously, Taylor's great, but Vidal just ran for 110 or so yards against the Vikings. So he should be able to kind of replicate that. And then Monangai has the Bengals. So, and there's no DeAndre Swift. So I like Monangai, Vidal. I would sit Warren. So good luck, PC. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it.
But hey, this being Halloween and everything. Hey, let me ask you, what do you think is like the worst Halloween candy that you could get? I'll tell you what, I got these a couple times as a kid. You know, Mallow Cup. You know what Mallow Cup is in that yellow wrapper? It's like, it looks like a Reese's peanut butter cup, but instead of peanut butter inside, it's marshmallow. Ugh, that stuff is horrible. You get I'd give it away if I got a Mallow Cup. I'm anti-Mallow Cup. I thought they maybe didn't sell them anymore, but I saw some recently.
Mallow Cup. I don't think I ever had a Mallow Cup. I took my kids out trick or treating. My son's almost 4, my daughter's just turned 2, and there was this one guy. He was like, "Do you want a skeleton or an eyeball?" Like, he's like, that's how he talked. He was like, and I'm like, "Is that candy?" He's like, "Oh, I'm not giving out candy this year. No way." I'm like, I kind of like wanted to ask why, but my kids would be impatient. They wouldn't want to say. I would really wanted to ask why. But both my kids wanted skeletons, so they both got toy skeletons from this guy. I guess I don't know why.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So my nomination is no candy as the worst candy because kids want candy for Halloween.
I'll tell you what, if I ever handed out Mallow Cup on Halloween, I would expect to get my house freaking egged, man.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Yeah,
you can't do that. Hey, I remember I had this random Halloween memory when I was at like when I was in 4th grade. You know, my school, we had like an after school Halloween party, and I remember like the parents were like helping out the party, and they had red Hawaiian punch.
No, yeah.
They had orange Hawaiian punch and red Hawaiian punch.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman like serving the punch, is like one of the students' moms. She's like, "Would you like pumpkin juice or spider's blood?"
No, yeah.
I was like, oh, like as a 4th grader, I was like, nice. I think I went with pumpkin juice.
Yeah, it sounds cool when you're a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, those were the days, man. Pumpkin juice or spider's blood. But yeah, I haven't actually. Well, the last time I dressed up for Halloween was in 2013 at your party.
That was the last time. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jeez, I dressed up every Halloween for the show. But no, I mean, well, like I said, I take the kids out. It was too cold to wear this, so I only wore the bandana. But no, last night I had my fireman hat. It's over there now. I wore my Battle of the Horses cap or hat on Wednesday. So yeah, I always like Halloween. When you have kids, I feel like it's fun again.
For sure.
It's cyclical because when you're a baby, you hate Halloween because it's all scary. You're just like just crying the whole time. When you're a kid, you grow up a little bit, you love Halloween, you love going trick or treating and everything like that. When you're in like middle school, you're like, this is a little corny. I'm not going trick or treating this year. So it becomes bad again. But then when you're like upper high school / college, you're like, oh man, I love Halloween. The girls wear nothing. This is great. We get to go to parties and everything. This is awesome. But then God.
Let me ask you this. Do you remember like when was your last year trick or treating? Like, did you go like up until your senior year of high school?
Oh no. I remember we're in 8th grade and I was hanging out with my friend Frank and it was Halloween. He came over and we're gonna go around my neighborhood, and like we were just chilling, playing video games, and we're like, it got dark out. We're like, I was like, hey, you want to go trick or treating? And Frank was like, I don't know, do you want to go trick or treating? I'm like, no. And he's like, no. And so we're like, but it's Halloween, we should, right? And then, so we went out, and like the first house we went to, this guy was like, I just moved in, I don't have any candy. And we're like, let's go home. We were 13. We were 13.
Wow, I want to say that I think maybe like 9th grade was my last year, but I can't.
Yeah, it was like we were 8th grade, 9th grade, same thing.
Yeah, I can't. I really can't remember. Now, which did you stop believing in Santa Claus first, or stop going trick or treating first?
I don't think I ever believed in Santa. Like it always seemed like.
Are you kidding me?
I don't think I ever did. I don't know, because I always suspected it was my dad. Like, you know, my mom was like, "Oh, Santa came," and I was like, "Oh, that's just dad, right?" I don't know if I ever believed that. Maybe my mom could say otherwise, but I think when I was like 6 or something, I kind of like figured it out. But you know, before then, it's kind of hard to know because you can't really remember. But I do remember thinking it was my dad the whole time. So yeah, so I don't know. I never beyond 5 or 6. I don't think I ever believed it. So
I remember one time. So I was raised Catholic, right? And I remember one time coming home from Christmas Mass. I was probably like 11 or 12, and my brother was like 8 or 9. And you know, like, so I was Catholic, so like you talk about the Virgin Mary, we were at Christmas Eve Mass, you know, so you're talking about the Virgin Mary. Yeah. Remember my brother asked my dad in the car ride home, he's like, "Hey Dad, what's a virgin?"
Oh God.
In front of like our whole family. And I remember my dad I remember like watching him from the back seat, and the wheels were turning on in his head. He gave a perfect answer. He said, "A woman who isn't married."
Oh yeah.
It's like, what a save, man.
Yeah.
What a save. Like I thought that was brilliant in the moment.
yeah. That's good. It's a good answer, I guess.
Yeah. But anyhow, have you seen The Nightmare Before Christmas, right? Or I was talking to someone recently who said they haven't seen it.
No, I've seen it too many times. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's okay. It's just okay.
You know, I'm really, you know, hurt to hear those words come out.
Are you gonna have to leave the show?
No. Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to renegotiate my contract here on the show.
Yeah, right.
No, I have, you know, one day they're gonna do a stage production of The Nightmare Before Christmas, and I'm gonna play the role of Oogie Boogie.
Oh, really?
I think it's the role I was born to play. I did some acting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's such an interesting movie because, like, I really, even though I participated in musicals at one point in my life, like, I don't like them at all. Like, I really don't. But like, for some reason, like The Nightmare Before Christmas, it really works for me.
Okay.
It really worked for me, like on so many levels. So I mean, I watch it all the time. In fact, last year was the 30-year anniversary, and they rescreened it in theaters. I went to go see it in the theater, actually.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, that's what I said at the beginning of the show. That's like in the Hot Topic stores. That's like the thing on the display.
Yeah,
it's like Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, you know, this movie's 30 years old, right? Like,
it's kind of really.
It's
talk
crazy
about something that had staying power, you know.
Well, everything is staying power though, because there's no new content. There's nothing new. Like I said, K-pop Demon Hunter is the only thing that's come out.
Well, not everything has staying power.
Everything's staying power because there's nothing to replace it.
No, I think the lifeline of staying power is, or you know what I'm trying to say, is much longer for that reason. But I don't think everything has staying power.
I would say most things do. I don't see like what.
And look, I don't disagree. Like I don't want any more like remake movies or anything. Stop doing that. Like I refuse to see. And look, I know I'm being a stubborn old curmudgeon too, in a way. But like, I don't want to see Doctor Sleep because I love The Shining. You know, like I don't want it to.
Doctor Sleep was really good.
Really? Because I've heard really a lot of people tell me it wasn't, man.
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was great. My wife and I watched it in the theaters. We liked it a lot.
Really? Because I heard some bad reviews, and not that it won't be like, oh, boo-hoo, I can't enjoy The Shining anymore. I will be able to, but it's just like, I don't know. It's like, it's the same thing like we were talking about in the green room here before the show. like the newest Matrix, it freaking blows chunks. That movie is horrible, the one they made 3 years ago. But the original in 1999 is one of my favorite movies of all time, and
Yeah.
I still think has withstood the test of time to a large extent. You know, but I mean, I don't want, like, I don't know, people who are, you know, like teenagers now, like maybe all they know about the Matrix is the new one, and they're like, this sucks. You know, like I think like just remaking these things and rebooting these things, it just discredits like the original work. It's a disservice to the art, man.
I
You know,
don't
and
think
I don't
I
mean
don't think that's all they know,
to
though.
wind up like this here, but the original is one of the greatest movies of all time.
I don't think that's all they know, though, is because there's no new content. They're watching the old stuff. Like I showed Karate Kid to my son a month ago. You know, the original one. I mean, I think that stands the test of time. But you know,
right. But there's
like,
definitely some. I agree, but there's some demographic of people that like only see like the Matrix. Like, oh, like I heard like this is like a great movie. Like they just tried the newest one first, and they're like, how could anybody like this? Like that definitely happened to some people.
yeah.
So, you know, but yeah, the original is one of the greatest. It was so ahead of its time, and it still withstands the test of time to a large extent. So,
Yeah. So this Karate Kid, especially with Cobra Kai out. Cobra Kai is awesome.
yeah.
So anyway, we had a couple comments here before we get to it. No show for the second time against Group D or Group F, the Falcons. Yeah, inexcusable. That is ridiculous. Raheem Morris is so bad. Well, if you think uranium will do well, check out Quad U ETF. November options have a crazy IV. Yeah, I think it's because earnings are coming up early December. I actually made money on Quad U last week. I think I bought calls when it was 19 and it went up to 21 or something, and then I saw it go to 22. I was kind of salty. I sold, but I made a little off of that. Yeah, I could be talked into buying back into it. You know, I'm always wary of like, you know, options with like high IV. You know, that's kind of tough to buy into. And I bought like the IV was so high, I had to buy like $15 calls. Like I think I bought a $15 call and I bought a $14 call. So the IV wasn't too bad on that. I would strongly recommend that. Like if you're buying options, buy deep in the money, or if the IV is not bad, then at the money. Don't buy out the money. I feel like I lose almost every time I buy out the money. It's rare that I win that way. But if options I think options are safer actually if you buy in the money. It's actually better to buy in the money. There's less risk. Assuming that you're not getting crushed with the IV stuff. I think that's worth another video this summer, because I think people are kind of misled by options that they think they're very risky, and you're like, oh, you're always going to lose on options. It's like not true actually. And I could prove that buying calls is safer than buying shares if you do it right. So I think that's going to be our this summer is a trading / investing video that we're gonna do. So can't wait for that. Do they trick or treat in old country? I don't think I don't think that. It's just American holiday, I think. The poop on fire in the bag is the greatest trick ever. Yeah. Unless it's done to you, then you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. I went as Candyman. I went as Candyman 10 years ago. I used to serve the blackface. It's nice. Let's see. I'm so old that I remember checking the candy for razor blades. Yeah, that was a big thing that people used to say. Like, you have to check for razor blades. It's kind of ridiculous.
I mean, how often do you think that really happened? I'm not saying it never did, but like, what do you what do you think the scenario, like they're opening up like a Hershey's, like a fun size Hershey's bar or a fun size like Reese's, and sticking a razor blade in there and then like carefully gluing the package back together? Like, do you think that's what's like the implication of what's happening?
Yeah, I guess so.
Or do you think they're just like throwing in like random pieces, they're wrapping up pieces of something like kids mistake it for candy? Or do you think they hide it in the actual candy wrappers?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen it. I heard about it. It probably happened like once or twice, but it made the news. And so, you know, once it makes the news, people are worried about it.
Well, here's what I mean. Like when they say like, oh, like double check your kid's candy. Like, are you looking for like trying to identify like strange
Right.
wrappers? Like, if you see like Reese's or Hershey's, Snickers, whatever, like those are the three like
Yeah.
mainstays of of the peanut butter cups, the Hershey's bars, and the Snickers. Like, I think at least one of those three I just named is in everyone's top three for Halloween candy.
Yeah. I would think so.
I think I feel pretty safe saying that. How do you feel?
Yeah, I think so. I was
Yeah, but
more of a
like,
fan of like the fruit candy instead of the chocolate candy myself, but uh,
yeah, but like, do you think like you're just inspecting for strange wrappers? Like,
yeah.
surely you can't like break open like every piece of chocolate that your kid gets and like look for razor blades. I mean, I don't know.
Right. I mean, like if you see a Skittles bag and it's already open, like I don't know, it's kind of
Oh
shady.
no, okay, yeah, that's what I always wondered. But like, I wonder if there's anyone like strategically like gluing it back so it like that would be so messed up. But
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, maybe that. Well, remember they used to warn us like there part of it was like check to make sure they didn't put drugs in there. It's like ain't nobody giving away their edibles, man,
That's
for
true.
free
It's definitely
to
true.
give someone an experience that they won't be part of.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they going to be like? Haha, like that kid's going to be like stoned later or something because I gave him edibles in his candy. Like, you're not even going to be like, what? Who would do that? Like, that stuff
No.
costs money. Like, I can't imagine that anyone would ever do that.
Yeah, it's stoners don't give away their stuff. So that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, well, like that's the thing about like the Dare program. You know, as most of the viewers know, I was we had the 2 years at my school. We had the Dare foul shot competition. I won back-to-back years. I went on undefeated and untied. But I'll tell you what, that Dare program, they really made it seem like people were going to be asking you to try drugs like all the time. I never, I don't think anyone's ever asked me. I mean, I just took it up on my own, when I did those things. But
Right.
but like they made it seem like people were gonna like be approaching us on this. They're like, "Hey, man, like want to get high?" Like,
I know.
oh, like run home and tell your parents and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it never once happened to me in high school ever. I mean, I didn't drink or smoke or do anything in high school, so that was maybe part of the reason why. But they they always really made it seem like this was maybe like a daily like occurrence that was gonna happen to me. And I go, no, like turn
Yeah.
down like the cigarettes and stuff.
Yeah. They I mean, that's what happens to you, I guess. I don't know. I mean, the reality is like if you're at a party, like a high school or college party, and like people are smoking weed, they're like, "Hey, you want to hit?" It's like you can say yes or no, and no, they don't care. Like there's no
Yeah,
like
I know.
pressure. It's like, "Hey, you better do this, or you're not cool, man." It's
Yeah,
like
I
that doesn't
know.
happen.
Like, like if I'm offering them, left-handed cigarettes, if you will,
Yeah. Right.
and they say no, I'll actually be pleased. I'm not going to be like, come on, like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's they feel like they have it all backwards. It's so funny now because remember all the anti-marijuana commercial. We're gonna have to put a timestamp on this video for the start.
I know.
That's okay. Everyone knows by this time. It's a different kind of show. It's a different kind of show.
Yeah.
But now I lost my train of thought. What
I
was
mean, the
I?
marijuana commercials.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, remember it was like, oh, you ever remember that commercial with it was the dad doing like this really corny rap, and it was like, however you need to talk to your kids about smoking marijuana, like is the best way. And he did this corny rap where the first two lines, the wacky weed, it is bad. This I know. I am your dad.
Oh God.
You don't remember that? It was so cool. And
No,
they're like,
I don't
however you
remember
need
that
to
one.
go about telling your kids about it. It's like they made it seem like it was going to ruin your life, and now it like freaking cures cancer. It's like, what?
Well, it doesn't cure cancer. It just makes you feel better.
Well, like, what a 180, man.
Yeah.
What a 180. Like, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is your brain.
Is your brain on drugs?
Walter,
Any questions?
You're like, any questions? You're like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
I know. It's so stupid. Like it's not gonna. That will never deter anyone from doing drugs. That commercial. I guarantee that commercial did not deter one person from doing drugs. Not one.
I never even outside of marijuana, I've never even one time I saw cocaine. Like I saw someone use it, but other than that, like I've never even been close to like being around any of that. So I don't know. Like maybe I'm an outlier. Maybe there were other people that were being offered drugs every day and they needed the Dare program. I just needed to win the foul shot competition.
Yeah.
You feel?
Yeah. Oh, well, that's what matters. That's the one thing you remember from that. And I guess it was worth it. So
Well, no, I remember a lot from it. No, look, it's a good program. I poke fun when I say that. Like it is funny. I thought that was going to be something I ran into a lot, but
no,
was
I
not the
mean
case.
they try to spook you. It's a whole thing. They try to spook you, and anything government funded is it's kind of a waste of time. So uh, except for the foul competition, of course. Um, let's see.
Yeah.
DGXX is where it's at, my friend. Will be rocking the coming months, although in a year on, won't be disappointed. Okay, we'll look out for that. Something I found is like, if you want to invest in like Nvidia or Tesla or Amazon, whatever, there are these inverse ETFs and 2x ETFs that you can get into. I would not recommend that, but I would recommend buying puts on them. So, for example, if you want to buy Nvidia, and I say this because Nvidia stock is expensive, it's like $200 a share. And if you want to, like, $100, 100 shares of Nvidia, it's very expensive to do. It's $20,000. What you could do is you could buy puts on NVDQ, which is the 2x inverse of Nvidia. And I say do that instead of buying shares or calls of like the regular bull Nvidia ETF. I don't know what the ticker is, but because there's a decay on these ETFs where they will go down, and I'll explain it in the video why, but they'll go down, like they automatically will go down over time, like they have to, if they're like 2x, like it's going to happen, it's inevitable. So if you buy puts on them, like not only are you basically buying shares of Nvidia or Tesla, whatever, you're also getting the decay value too on your side. So I don't know if like anyone's figured that out yet. I'm sure some people have, but I haven't seen anyone mention it. But I was like, this is interesting. It's a great way to game the system here. Buying shares of these Mag 7 stocks and getting your decay on your side. I think that's pretty good. So that's what I would recommend. I bought some puts on NVDQ. And I'm up like 30% or 40% over the past month or so. So, and some of that has to do with the decay. It's not just Nvidia going up. And by the way, Nvidia looks good because they basically have gotten government funding for the quantum computing, which has been a big thing going on, like with IonQ and Rigetti. Those stocks have skyrocketed. Like Rigetti's gone from like 15 to 60. It's now down to 40, but it went from 15 to 60. IonQ went from like 20 to 80. A lot of these stocks like quadruple, these quantum stocks. And then like Nvidia comes along, it's like, oh, we got the government funding for quantum computing. These other companies didn't. So I would recommend puts on those. Not that that's financial advice, but that's what I'm into. I bought puts on IonQ and Rigetti because Nvidia is basically going to take charge in that sector. So anyway, my point is that look into these inverse ETFs for these stocks, and then consider buying puts on them instead of buying the actual underlying stock. So when we do this video in the summer, I'll show you exactly why there's decay on these ETFs. So it's nice to get them in your favor. Big fan, apparently, of Karate Kid. Walks around dressed like a sensei. Yes. And this is before Cobra Kai. I had this costume before Cobra Kai, and it did very well in Halloween. I said this before Halloween. I was like batting 1,000 on like, hooking up with girls, like back when I was single. Like it was the best holiday for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was great every year. It's like a batting 1,000. And this is like my go-to. This is my go-to costume too. So
dude, you heard it. You should have people pay you for dating advice. So.
It's just Halloween. Just wear a cool costume and drink and go to a party. It's easy. There's no advice needed. The Bears game is where my fantasy team.
There's no advice needed.
There's not. It's easy. Just be confident.
Well, I was trying to gas you up, man. trying to help you make a little extra money, maybe as it could be like a hitch or some kind.
Yeah, in this economy, that doesn't hurt. This Bears game is where my fantasy team can get back in the playoff picture to snag a top 4 seed. Yeah, if you, I assume you have Monangai. That's great. As a person who loved weed, trust me, it was not readily available. Yeah, well, I had a family member who was a weed dealer, and he would always have it, but he would have it stolen from him. He was not a good dealer. Like they'd have his stash stolen from him like all the time. So I was like, how do you make money? You're getting like your stuff's getting stolen all from you always.
I shouldn't laugh. I feel bad. He got his got his stuff jacked.
Got Monangai and Henderson, Mr. Monangai, Mr. Miyagi. Yeah, Henderson, Miyagi, Miyagi. Monangai and Henderson should do well this week. So I like them both. All right, we want to get into these games. You want to? You always go first. Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first? What do you want to do?
I'll go first. Oh okay. Man. I as a Packers fan here, as you know, I've been very critical of this team, and despite their record, I think that they're very overrated. I really do. I really do think the Packers are overrated, but I do still think that they're going to finish with a strong record, and I think they're I think they'll probably get one of the top couple seeds here in the playoffs. I do think they're a really good team, but I just don't, like I've been saying from jump, like they just can't really put a team away. Now they did versus the Steelers, but that was kind of the first time. And I mean, and look, I do like Jordan Love. I think his ceiling is very high, but that was, I mean, he had a spectacular game against the Steelers on Sunday night, but I'm not ready to like put all my chips on Green Bay yet. But at the same time, there's no way I can back this Panthers team. I don't care who's playing quarterback. Like I know they had like they did have they won 3 in a row, right? At one point.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is Green Bay's finding its stride a little bit on defense too. I know they gave up 25 to the Steelers, but Micah Parsons was just defensive player of the month. I don't know. I think they're a strong team, and this is kind of the part of the season where they're going to roll a little bit. I do like the Packers here. I'm hesitant because I know I feel like I've been off with them the last 2 weeks, but I don't know. I like Carolina might not score more than 7 here. I don't know. Yeah, I think this could maybe be an easy cover. So how do you feel about that? I if you like them, I'll put them on the card. I'll say that, but I don't know. I haven't had good luck. I was reading Green Bay well at the beginning of the season, but not the last 2 weeks. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the Panthers, they are just kind of a mess right now. Like the Andy Dalton was awful last week, and then so they had to go back to Bryce Young, and even though he practiced fully and he doesn't have an injury designation, I'm not convinced he's healthy. Like he had a high ankle sprain. Like how do you come back from a high ankle sprain like just 2 weeks later? It just seems kind of ridiculous for that to happen. And I don't think he's going to be able to escape out of pressure. We'll see. I could be wrong. But also Carolina has some offensive line injuries too. They suffered 3 offensive line injuries last week. They already had a guy in IR. Now 2 of them are out. And then there might be 2 more who may not play in this game. And also Kevin Kovac brought this up last week where he said Carolina hadn't really gone above its weight class the entire year. Like the only time they did was against New England and they got blown out. And so ahead of the Buffalo game, he mentioned this, and I'm like, I actually looked at their opponents. I'm like, yeah, he's right. They've played only one team in Group A and Group B. And then lo and behold, they get blown out by Buffalo. And we know the Packers are really good. Maybe they're not as good as Buffalo, but I think they're between the Patriots and the Bills. Like, I know the Patriots beat the Bills, but the Bills were not that as healthy back then. Anyway, I think that the Packers should be able to dismantle the Panthers here, especially with Christian Watson back. Like I was surprised by how effective he was last week, and having him on the field. Jordan Love, like historically, has done so much better with Christian Watson on the field, and now he's playing again. And he's healthy. I love the Packers. I think they should be able to name the score in this game.
Yeah, Watson coming back is huge. I mean, they have, especially with Kraft emerging so as much as he has, especially this
Yep.
season. They have so many threats. I feel like he's always thrown to Dobbs, and now they have Watson back. Um, and even Savion Williams got his first touchdown
Yeah.
in that Steelers game. Golden has been pretty good. So I don't know. And then hopefully, if they get Jaden Reed back, then they
Yep.
really do have a lot of weapons. So I think they're only going to get better as they obviously as they get healthier. So my only hesitation is that I've just really have not read them very well the last 2 weeks. But that's really the only reason I can come up with here. So I'm good to put them on if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, we can put them on for sure.
All right. Excellent.
Yeah. So let me mark that down. So Green Bay, what's the line on the circuit? It's 13 and a half. 13 and a half. So okay. So we have our first pick. We had a couple comments here. Walt says, I don't have any good advice, just wear a gi or a good costume. Well, like I said, you need confidence always with women. You need confidence. And on Halloween, you need a cool costume that could spark a conversation. And then you need to, sometimes some people don't need to drink. I always did better when I was drinking. So, all three of those things works well for me. Just go to a fun party. Yeah. Walter, did you ever see that movie Bookies? I never heard of it.
I haven't either. I don't think.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out if you say it's good. See, Packers have the field stretcher back. Yeah, you look in his debut. I think they are in the upswing. I think so too. Slew. We agree. Should I start Woody or Watson? Feels like Watson can have a big game. Woody or Watson? Let me think.
Talking about Deshaun.
Deshaun Watson, he's coming back. No, he's Christian Watson. It's different positions here. So I probably Christian Watson, right? I mean, he's like, we don't know if Woody Marks is going to start or get like work over Nick Chubb, So I think we know Watson's going to play, and he's playing against the Panthers team that kind of sucks. Look what the Bills did to him last week. So I'd go with Watson.
Yeah, I mean, look, and I'm self-admitted not very good at fantasy football, but I would definitely take Watson. I mean, especially they're kind of bringing him back. This is going to be a second game back. Probably an easy opponent to kind of get him warmed up at, like back into the swing of things here. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if they look his way a good bit. So that's just what I think. But again, I'm not. Fantasy football is not my thing. Listen to Walt.
Okay. Well, let's get this over with. The Chargers are 9.5 against Tennessee. And I keep calling Tennessee the money printing machine because all you have to do is bet against them and you win money. Like that's all you have to do all year. It didn't work week 1 because Sean Payton sucks in week 1. And it didn't work against Arizona because DeMarcado, the idiot, dropped the ball shy of the goal line. And then that interception was kicked into the end zone. And also Kyler Murray got hit in the head by a football, snapped in the shotgun, and he fell. And he either got concussed or hurt his ankle on the play, maybe both. So that's what it took for Tennessee to cover their only real game. And I say that because week 1, you may have had Denver minus 7.5. So that was their only real cover of the year. Now they're going against the Chargers, who are healthy now. They'll remember back with the Giants game in week 4, the Chargers lost Joe Alt on the 8th play of the game, and then they couldn't block. And so they lost to the Giants, and then they almost lost to the Dolphins, and they got blown out by the Colts. Like, that was not this team. This team now has Joe Alt back and also Trey Pipkins, so their offensive line is a lot better. They have Khalil Mack back. He played in that Colts game, but he only played 10 snaps. Kind of missed that. Like when I saw him returning, I'm like, oh, cool, they have Mac back. But no, he only played 10 snaps. But last week he played most of the snaps and he had 5 pressures. They have Denzel Perriman back too. They're a great run stuffing linebacker. So this team is fully healthy, and this is a team, the Chargers, who routinely dismantle bad opponents. We see it all the time last year. Jim Harbaugh is great at that. His team's not going to be flat here, and they really don't have much to look forward to next week. Next week they have the Steelers. I don't know if they're going to look past Tennessee for Pittsburgh. So I love the Chargers here. I compiled the list of the 5 teams this week I thought were in the worst shape heading into the week. That means like either talent on the team and injuries and matchups. And Tennessee was on the top of the list, and I feel like they're always going to be on the top of the list. Like they have nothing. Like this is easily the worst team in the NFL. It's not even close. Like I have 4 teams in Group F right now, but the other 3 teams in Group F actually do something well. Like the Dolphins, for example, they can run the ball with Achane. The Saints have Kamara, and their run defense is not bad. And the Jets, they can run with Fields, they can run with Hall. They have Garrett Wilson when he's healthy. Like they have some things, and they saw Gardner to take away the number 1 receiver. The Titans can't do anything well. In fact, they can't do anything on an average level. They can't throw, they can't run, they can't block, they can't get to the quarterback, they can't stop the run, they can't stop the pass. They have no coach. They have no coach. They have no offensive line coach. Their best defensive player is missing. Jeffrey Simmons, he's out. Their best secondary player is missing. Xavier Woods, he's out. Their best receiver is missing. Calvin Ridley, he's out. This is a disaster of a team, and I think I want to keep fading this team because it's the money printing machine. So, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, I'm good to put the Chargers on the card too. Here's the thing about the Titans, because I've kind of been waiting. There's every year all the terrible teams, they'll end up kind of covering one game out of the blue. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of hesitant to go against the Titans. Of course, we didn't put them on our card or anything like that, but I remember I kind of liked them the game, or I think I did. I know I did take them against the Texans, and at first it didn't look as poorly as they played. It was still 6-0 going into the fourth quarter. But I'll tell you, that was like the first game I really watched and studied the Titans, their game against Houston. And it was just like, even though it was only 6-0 going into the fourth quarter, you just knew it was hopeless. Yeah. And that's how I feel every time watching this team. It's just, you can maybe hope, if you're going to take him, be like, well, maybe something will change. But it's deep down watching a team, it's just hopeless. Now, could something crazy happen, like in the Cardinals game? Of course, but I'm not going to, I can't. I feel like you can't let this kind of pass you by. They're so, they have no momentum. They have no momentum. At no point have I ever seen them when Cam Ward threw that one long touchdown pass. I think it was against the Colts. I was just like, wow, that's the first play I feel like I've seen them make all year.
Right.
It's like, wow, they scored a that was my thought. They scored a touchdown. Wow. The team this is one of the worst teams maybe I've seen. And
yeah,
I don't often get that feeling. It's just it just looks so hopeless for them. Yeah, will they squeak out another win or two this year? Maybe, but yeah. Let's take the Chargers.
Yeah, it'll
happen. Week too.
It'll happen. What are they? 1-7. So they have 9 games left. I think it's safe to say they'll go 2-7 against the spread. So when they cover, we'll maybe feel stupid, but then it's like we should probably take them again. It kind of reminds me of the Saints last year. I remember when Rattler was a rookie and he was starting, and they random cover against the Redskins. But it's like, okay, yeah, they did that, but let's just keep fading them, and that ended up working out until the final week. They covered their other game against Tampa in the final week, which week 18 is a weird week, but I think maybe week 18 is the week we don't take the Titans, but or don't fade the Titans, but weird stuff happens in the NFL all the time, and if it takes the drop touchdown or the kick the ball into the end zone for us to lose, I'll take my chances.
Yeah, sometimes you get that feeling that it's these are two. I mean, this is kind of an apples to oranges example, but I remember the 07, what was it? Yeah, the 07-08 Stanley Cup final. It was Penguins and the Red Wings, and they played each other in back-to-back years in the finals. The first year, the Red Wings beat the Penguins. Then the following year, the Penguins beat the Red Wings. But in that first year, I knew, as a Penguins fan, I was just watching that Detroit team, and it's like, yeah, I was hoping maybe Pittsburgh could pull it off, but deep down, I mean, from jump, I knew there's no way the Penguins are going to win the series. They're just outmatched.
Yeah,
and they did what they took them to 6 games, so it was a respectable. They're a really young team. Crosby was freaking 23 maybe. I can't remember, but you just knew deep down they weren't going to win. And I have a similar feeling like that with the Titans. Like like it's not going to happen.
Right.
Like it's just, yeah, it might on like a fluke here, but there's no, it's just not going to happen. I have that same sort of feeling. So
Yeah.
just putting that out there for whatever it's worth.
Yeah. We feel the same way. Start Monangai over Keenan Allen or Dobbins. I'd start him over Dobbins for sure. Dobbins has a tough matchup against Houston. Keenan Allen should do well against Tennessee though. So Monangai over Dobbins. All right, Tom. What is your next pick that you're going with?
I want to. Well, there's a couple games here, and look, I might not. I really don't like this slate all that much. There really wasn't a whole lot that jumped out to me this week. But I'm going to give you these next couple that I'm going to give you are just like these feel like really, these are just like quacky feeling spots. These are quacky feeling picks. And I hate this because they really let us down last week, but oh my God, that Steelers line, they're freaking begging you to take the Colts, I think, man. I don't know. Like from a spot perspective, this is, oh man, they're begging you to take the Colts. I like the Steelers, but only based on that. Because when you get down to the X's and O's of it, I mean, I'm a big fan of this Colts team too.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely better. And this Pittsburgh defense has not looked very good. But I'm just saying, like, 3, I don't know, man. This seems a little fishy to me, man.
Well, it's gone to 3.5 in some books. So, I think the sharps might be taking the Colts at -3, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's 3.5 across the board by the time there's kickoff. And some of these threes are inflated too, like -115, -120, -122. I wouldn't worry about what the public's doing here. The public's been slaughtered all year. Like the books like almost have to give money back to the public because they like otherwise the public's never going to bet again. Like if they keep losing like this, so. I'm not too worried about that this week. Actually, Evan and I have the Colts in our card.
Yeah, and that's fine because I heard that you guys I saw that you guys put on the card, but I'm not necessarily trying to convince you of Pittsburgh, but I'm to convince you to put them on the card. But like, I don't know. I feel like this year I have had a good track record of I picked some pretty good underdogs this year. I had the Jets last week. I was telling you.
Yeah.
This just feels like a weird spot to me, but I can't back it up with statistics because the statistics favor the Colts.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'd be careful there. I might be careful there. I don't know that.
Okay.
That kind of just doesn't seem right to me. But anyhow.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
That wasn't really a pick. I can do another one here if you like.
Sure.
Yeah.
What do you got?
How about the Lions, man? This Vikings team is awful.
Yeah.
I mean, what were they doing against the? I mean, Carson Wentz is clearly hurt. They have zero momentum and zero chance to win this game. Like, get him out, bro.
I know. It was terrible.
What? And like, I like him less if McCarthy's in.
Yeah.
Like they have some. They have. I mean. I didn't think that they were going to be that great this season, but I didn't think they were going to be this bad. I think this could be a slaughter fest. Yeah. I think slaughter. So is that the? This could be a. Lions might roll them here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Detroit has some really good advantages here. So. Detroit's obviously so good at running the ball. Minnesota's awful against the run. And then Minnesota blitzes more than any team in the NFL, and Jared Goff's awesome against the blitz. And there's a reason why the Lions just dominate the Vikings. Like they scored 31 against them in both games last year, and Goff was incredible in both games. And I think he's going to be incredible this year. Against the blitz this year, he's completing 75% of his passes. His YPA is 9.3, and he has 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. Like he is like one of the best blitz versus non-blitz dichotomies. And the Vikings just keep blitzing him because that's all Brian Flores knows how to do. I'm definitely on board with Detroit here. McCarthy coming back, like he hasn't played in a while. He was not even good when he played
Yeah, he
initially.
hasn't looked good at any point. To me, he hasn't
Yeah,
impressed me. Yeah, okay, they scored 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter against the Bears.
right.
I don't know,
And
man.
right, and think about who they played when McCarthy was playing the first 2 weeks. They played against Chicago, and they played against Atlanta. And if you look at the two defenses, I mean, Atlanta is ranked eighth in the NFL in EPA, so I'll give them that. But Chicago is ranked. Where are they? They are 17th. So Detroit actually is ranked number 1 in EPA defense. So they have Aiden Hutchinson going against banged up offensive lineman for the Vikings. Christian Darrisaw may not play. He was DMP Thursday, limited Friday. Brian O'Neill is limited all week. Now he's going to play, but I don't know if he's healthy. The center's still out. Detroit's the defensive line is just too good here. And also Detroit off a bye. They are 3-1 against the spread under Campbell. They should be 4-0 because that one loss, I'm sure you'll remember this game because we had Detroit. It was that game against Dallas where Jamal Williams fumbled going into the end zone. They would have been up 10-7. That was the only time they did not cover off a loss. So they really should be 4-0 against the spread off a bye. So Detroit with extra time to prepare for this game too, which seems like a great spot for them.
Yeah, I'm good to put them on the card if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah, so am I. So I'm gonna put what's Detroit's number? 8.5. Yeah, 8.5. Okay, let's I'll mark that down on the spreadsheet. Okay. We have what are your thoughts on this? Take Ohio State to win it all, and Chiefs with a payout of 18-1. You can also add in the Ravens instead. From there, you can hedge your bets on each side. Yeah, that seems cool to me, Dom. I actually plugged that into FanDuel, and you actually get 19-1 there, so even better. Obviously anything can happen. It's football's best of one playoffs, so but Ohio State could lose, Chiefs could lose, but 19-1 seems pretty good to me. I think so. Yeah, it could be worth it.
Oh wow.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. That's not enough for me. I'm also
really?
not.
Okay.
I'm not. I mean, I think that I think the Chiefs are very good, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to hang my hat on them that much yet. I
Okay.
think that should be. I wouldn't take it for that.
Okay. Starting the final 4 college football playoffs and conference championship. Good here. Yeah, I mean, you could hedge it though. Steelers, old quarterback, old head coach, billionaire, offensive coordinator, take the Colts. Yes. Multi-billionaire offensive coordinator. He could buy the team. Quacky, how many points will Indy score on Pittsburgh?
Gee, I don't know. It maybe 24.
What's it? Only 24.
I don't know, and then guess what? Maybe Pittsburgh pulls this off and they'll say, "Oh, you think this Pittsburgh defensive squad doesn't listen to media? They've heard what they said and they've answered the call today, and they're back to their old selves. Like that's all it's going to take is one game, and they're going to be."
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm probably just going to stay away from this one. It's Steelers or nothing for me though, but only based on feel because I know the stats don't back it up. But this spot, that line seems weird to me.
Yeah, I'm not betting it. I'm not betting the game. Pittsburgh defense isn't the best right now. I think the Colts can set up the run, expose their back, and put some points. Yeah, their defense is pretty sketchy. I agree with that.
And look, they definitely could. I mean, Indy could win in a romp, but it just seems like a strange line to me a little bit. I thought it'd be like 5. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should be higher. I think I actually made my line 5. Let me see. No, actually, I made 3.5. Never mind. I made 3.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, you know a lot more than I do, so.
I don't know if I'd say that. Denver just feels like a special team this year. They have good chemistry. 27-17 Broncos. Let's get to that game, which I mean, it's next on the card anyway. And I did want to talk about it. So the Texans are favored 1.5. I actually got a text from Nuggets today. He's like, Walt, are the Broncos really plus 1.5? I'm like, yeah, seems like Denver should be favored. No, and he's like, yeah, it seems too good to be true. Now maybe it is. But at the same time, Denver is, I think, certainly better than Houston. If you look at what Houston's done this year when they played against teams that could pressure the quarterback and when they play against teams that can't pressure the quarterback, it is night and day. It really is. Think back to week 1 against the Rams. They have a great pass rush. Texans scored 9 points. They lost. Week 2, the Texans played the Buccaneers. They also have a great pass rush. Texans barely scored in that game. They scored 19 points. Buccaneers won in Houston. Week 3, Texans play the Jaguars. The Jaguars also good pass rush. Texans scored 10 points. The Jaguars won 17-10. However, Texans played the Titans week 4. The Titans have one of the worst pass rushes in the NFL. Texans scored 26-1. Week 5, the Texans played the Ravens. Ravens can probably usually get after the quarterback, but they were missing half the roster, so they couldn't. Texans scored 44-1. Week 6, they had a bye. Week 7, they played who was it? That was the Seahawks Monday night game. Seahawks actually the number 2 pressure rate in the NFL. Texans scored 19. They lose by 8, and really could have been a massacre. But the Seahawks made some dumb mistakes. And then last week, I liked the Texans last week because the Texans played the Niners. The Niners were down all of their defensive ends. They couldn't get to the quarterback at all. Texans scored 26 and won by 11 and covered. So this has been the most predictable team in the NFL. When they play against teams that pressure the quarterback, their offense blows and they can't do anything. When they play against teams that can't pressure the quarterback, they can score. And it also to do with their offensive line because their offensive line is complete garbage. And when Stroud is pressured, he just turns into a different quarterback. He can't do anything. He's going to get sacked a lot. And as we see here, they play Denver. Denver has the most pressures in the NFL this year. So I think Denver is going to take it to Houston here. I don't think Houston's going to score very much at all. And the question is, can Denver score against Houston? And it's not going to be frequent, but I think they'll score more than Houston. They have Houston's not great against the run, so I think Denver should be able to run a little bit. And I think with Denver's receivers, Franklin stepping up, et cetera, Cortland Sutton, obviously, they should be. I think they should be able to do enough to win in Houston. And I think Denver's got a bad rap for a couple of their games. They barely beat the Jets, barely beat the Giants. But those are like 2 serious jet lag games. Like they went from Denver to Philly to London, back to Denver. Like they were exhausted. So I kind of want to like almost throw those 2 games out, what Denver did. And if you look at them otherwise, they've been really impressive this year. Like think about it. They went into Philly and won. I know they were trailing, but they won in Philly. They almost beat Indianapolis. Like really, the Indianapolis has beaten everyone else except for the Rams. But they went into Indianapolis and they were ahead for most of the game, and they lost because of that penalty at the end. They almost beat the Chargers. They were winning in the fourth quarter against them. They destroyed Dallas. They destroyed Cincinnati, like they should have. If they were a good team, they would have. So I think Denver's underrated, and I think Houston is kind of like we kind of telegraphed what they can do here. So I like Denver. I think they're going to be in my card. What do you think about this game?
Oh, wow. See, I don't think much of this game, but I'm inclined to take Houston. And I think there's definitely merit to what you're saying here, Walt, with the Broncos. But at the same time, I mean, we've seen that. Like, look at Week 1 versus the Titans. I mean, they barely.
Sorry. Throw out Week 1. Sean Payton sucks in Week 1. Every year he sucks in Week 1. Do not look back at Week 1.
Right. Okay. And fair enough. But I mean, I think too. We know that they're capable. Like I guess I know that they're capable of like a 13-11 game against the Jets. I think they're riding off the high in the sense of the way that they won against the Giants, and then they put up a lot of points against Dallas here. So they really look like they're rolling. But I'm not really ready to trust a team that beats the Jets 13-11. Like I don't know. And the line here suggests that like Denver's a little too easy because of where they're coming in from. Like. The Texans, I like the Texans. I feel like this is a similar spot as last week. I had the Texans on 2 of my super contest cards last week. I really liked them. And I don't know, this feels like a similar spot to me where people are probably loading up on Denver, but it looks a little too easy to me. But I do think, I do have concerns about the Texans offensive line. But, hey, they've also, given the opponents were both very injured, but look, they finally showed they put some points on the board. So I don't know. This line, it seems like Vegas really wants you to take the Broncos here. So It's probably Texans or nothing for me, but I don't have like a super strong feeling. Maybe.
I like how I said, like, ignore the 2 jet lag games, and you're like, oh, the Jets 13-11.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, we do know that Denver's capable of it, though. Like,
Yeah, but
even with that, but
I think you have to throw that game out. There are a couple games each year for each team you have to throw out. Just you have to ignore it. You have to ignore that game because they're playing 7:30 a.m. start time, and they're traveling. They went from Denver to Philly to London. That's too much.
yeah, that's fine. But at the same time, I just don't want us to get like caught with our pants down, being like, "Oh, we should have known." Like, look what they did against the Jets and against like the Titans. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, I definitely think it's a thing. I mean, I think all your points have merit, but I don't know. I'll probably just stay away from this one. I mean, maybe Denver ends up blowing them out. You know, I mean that could definitely happen too.
Yeah.
I mean, the same Texans team was only beating the freaking Titans 6-0 going into the fourth. Now I think they ended up winning that game like 27-0 or 28-0, something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was more than that. So, but I mean, hey, you could definitely be right, but I don't know. This seems like a weird spot here, so I'm hesitant. I think it would be Texans or nothing for me.
Okay. In between next week's look ahead of the Jags and the Texans, do you guys think the Jags will come out flat? As short favorites, maybe. I don't know. It's possible. It's I would guess no, but I'm not going to dismiss it either. It could happen. So, well, we'll get to that game eventually. What's your next pick?
Wait, wasn't that? Oh no, okay. Oh, how about the freaking Commanders, man?
Yeah,
The commanding
hockey
team.
This is Commanders. I don't recognize that.
the commanding hockey club.
Okay.
No, I mean, Jaden Daniels is going to play. Yeah.
He does not have an injury designation, so yes.
+3. I'll tell you what, the Seattle team's a bunch of freaking frauds, man. Can barely beat Jacksonville. Come on, give me a break. People, I mean, look, I don't think they're bad, but overrated. I think Seattle is very overrated. Just that's just my feeling. And we're getting Washington +3 at home with Daniels back. I don't know. I think we're going to feel dumb later. Like, wow, we had Jaden Daniels as an underdog here against a team, flying across the country. I don't know. That there's definitely something to that, and I don't know. I don't think the Seahawks are as good as everyone else, maybe, as most people think. I love the Washington football team here.
Annie and I had we on Wednesday we talked about this game at length. And it was funny. We and Andy may be listening here. I sent him the link. We talked about this game for so long because we had some big disagreements. And I was like, so do you like Seattle? He's like, no, I like Washington. I'm like, well, I do too. So what are we arguing here? We were arguing about Seattle, and I said Seattle was extremely overrated, just based on the fact that they really haven't played anyone. They played one team. They played against one team above Group C all year, and that was against San Francisco, and San Francisco is healthy in week 1. And Seattle lost that game. So like they haven't shown anything, and it's not like you can make the same case for the Colts and the Patriots, but those teams have blown out their competition. The Seahawks have not, like except for the Saints game, and I guess the Texans could have been, but it wasn't. But still, like they haven't really beaten any of these teams by 8 points or more than 8 points. So I'm very skeptical about them. Now I think they're a fairly decent team, but I don't think they are necessarily a very good team at all. Despite the record, and I think a lot of people think they are really good, and I don't think that's true. I don't feel like these teams are very close to one another. I think you make the case that these teams are even if Jaden Daniels plays, and people will think, oh, how can you say that? Redskins are 3-5. Of course, they won't say Redskins, but they'll think that. But like think about the games that Jaden Daniels has missed this year. Like he didn't play in the Kansas City game, so they lost that one. He got hurt in the Dallas game, and that Dallas game he didn't have McLaurin or Debo. He didn't play in the Raiders game, which actually won, but then he didn't play in the Atlanta game, which they lost. So if Daniels had played all year, the record would be much better than 3-5 right now. It could be 5-3, and Seattle's 5-2. So you'd be looking at two teams with similar records, and if that were the case, the Redskins would not be +3. They'd be like -2.5 or -3. So this line is completely off. I agree with that. It doesn't make any sense. Evan, I was texting with Evan today. He's like, I don't understand why this line is still at 3. It hasn't moved off 3. And I'm like, yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get it, but I'm going to take it. And it's not like the public's on Washington. The public's on Seattle. So
that's crazy to me. Let's put Washington on the card then.
Andy,
the Seahawks team almost hey, what's up, Andy? How's it going, man?
Yeah, Andy. Week 1 doesn't count. Walt, you said it yourself. I agree. I throw out week 1 for sure. What is that in reference to? I'm not sure. Andy, what is the week 1 in reference to? I forget.
This Seahawks team almost blew a lead to the freaking Cardinals, man. Well, a Cardinals team that could almost make an argument to be winless. The Cardinals team that lost to the Titans. They almost. I mean, they blew a lead. The Cardinals tied it at the end. They
could make an argument that they could be undefeated too, because all of their games that were decided on the last play. So they could be 7-0. They could be 0-7, which is funny. Seattle versus 49ers. Yeah, no, I'm saying that's the only game they played this year that's been above Group C. That's my argument. So yeah, I'm not even counting that one. I'm just saying that like that's the best opponent they played was 49ers week 1. So they really haven't played against anyone else either. So all right, so what were you saying, Tom?
No, I can't remember now, but I like Dzom's comment here. The perception of the last game on national TV. I think there's something to that too. I really like him in this spot. I think this is easy. I think this one's easy.
Yeah, it feels
good.
Seems like too easy, but like I said, the public's on Seattle, so like it's not like a public trap or anything. I don't get it. I'm really surprised that the Sharps aren't on Washington. I thought they would be. I was talking to Andy last night. I was talking to Evan. Sorry, Evan last night, and I said maybe the Sharps come in on Washington once Jane Daniels is declared active, and that didn't happen. So I don't quite understand it. Maybe they're waiting for something. Maybe with all the public money, they're hoping that the books increase this to 3.5. I don't see that happening, but otherwise I can't really explain why this line hasn't moved. So. Yeah, I don't really get it. So
yeah, I don't either. I love Washington here.
Yeah, me too. And he says you can find multiple plays in every game to support side A or side B to explain away a loss or to explain away a win. Yeah. I mean that's the challenge of handicapping games is that you have to kind of have to make these arguments and you have to try to evaluate these teams correctly. And that's my goal in this evaluation of Seattle. Like I'm sure most people could say, oh, Seattle 5-2, good team. But I think if you look at the results, like they haven't played against anyone good this year, except for San Francisco week 1 when San Francisco was healthy, but they haven't really done that,
I think it was Steve Tasker that once said, or it was somebody on the Buffalo Bills documentary that said there's like a lot of games that you lose. You could say if it just weren't for that one play, like it was the turning point. But he said in that Super Bowl against Washington, he said if it wasn't for that play and that play and that play and that play, he said, there's so many, and he said that was the greatest team that he ever saw.
Yeah.
So speaking of Washington, but yeah. So 4 Falls of Buffalo is that 30 for 30. I highly recommend. I watch it like 100 times.
Yeah, I recommend watching Karate Kid. It's we'll watch it again. I watched it with my son. Actually, we didn't finish the movie because it's hard to watch a 2-hour movie with a 3-year-old. This kind of loses his attention. But he got into as soon as Mr. Miyagi started beating up those guys on Halloween. Yeah, my son he's like oh yeah, he's like started like trying to mimic Mr. Miyagi. It was so fun. The Quacky 4 Falls of Buffalo. Yeah,
great one.
Seattle wins games ugly, not flashy, so perception is they are not a good team. I feel like the perception is that they are a good team. Like everyone I hear, like on anyone like people who have their own shows and stuff like that. Like I listen to random NFL podcasts when I walk my dog or drive. It feels like everyone's saying Seattle's a good team. On Roto World, I don't know what their new website's called. It's always this girl who comes on, and she's like the most public of public people of all time. She's like, oh, I love Seattle this week. Seattle's such a good team. I'm like, based on what? I was like yelling at my phone. So I think that's the perception is that Seattle's good. I don't know. I'm maybe Andy, you've heard other people say Seattle's not good except for me. but I feel like I've heard more people talk highly of Seattle.
I feel that way too. So I'm actually not that surprised to see that there's more public money on them. To be honest, I kind of expected that, and that makes me feel better because you know me, I love to go against the grain.
Yep.
But yeah, I think we're much more likely to be like if we were holding a Seattle ticket at the end here, and they lose, and they lose and don't cover, then I think we're gonna be like, duh,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I don't know. I think it's less likely that I'll feel worse holding the Washington ticket if it loses. But
yeah, Amigo says good luck stopping Jason. Well, I mean, Tampa can stop Jason. They still won the game, So, Jane Daniels could have a big game. This is a huge game for Washington. Like they lose this game to 3-6. Like they have to win this game. I know that doesn't mean Seattle's going to be flat or anything, but this is like do or die for them. So I expect them to bring everything and anything to this game.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I really like him. That's one of my favorite plays this week. Hope I don't eat crow again this week because I love Pittsburgh last week. So
I thought you were gonna say I like crow.
Sure, crow's great.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Sauce on it. It's great. Speaking of which, so I typed this in the Excel sheet. Did you see the new steak nuggets from Arby's?
I heard about them. I won't eat that. I do love Arby's though. In fact, I've got a sticker on my computer tower that says, "What is it? Feels like an Arby's night."
Mm.
Yeah, it's one of the most underrated of the fast food. It's one of the only fast foods that's still good.
Arby's is great. Yeah, they have so much. The steak nuggets are fantastic. Are
you serious? I heard they were bad.
What? It's chopped up steak. How could it be bad?
Oh.
I don't know why, but I bring this up because you guys know I love A1 sauce. I only bought them for the A1 sauce, by the way. So I bought them, and then I put I dropped the A1 sauce, kind of like ketchup. So I was dipping the steak into the A1 sauce, and I was like, "What am I doing here?" Like it comes in a cup. It's weird. It comes like meat nuggets in a cup. I'm like, this is stupid. So I took the A1 sauce, I dumped it into the cup, and I stirred it around, and I put my fork in. I was like, it's like making sure every single inch of the steak nugget was covered in A1 sauce. And I was eating it. It was so good, man. I was in heaven. So good.
Hey, did you check your steak nuggets for razor blades?
That's something I probably should have done.
No, man. Arby's is good. It's very underrated. It's Quacky's who's keeping Arby's in business. Damn right.
I am too. On Friday, I ordered a cheeseburger with fries, steak nuggets, and mozzarella sticks for dinner. It's delicious. The meal was like $30, but it was worth it.
Arby's is good. I don't, I was because I drove back. I was in Pennsylvania a few weeks ago, and when I drove there, so I drove back. And on the way home, like right when I got to my destination, I don't eat a lot of fast food anymore, but I got McDonald's.
Yeah,
just because like when you're on the road, like it's just like part of the experience. Like you get like some food to go, sort of bit,
Yeah,
I got like a deal. It was like buy one get one like value meals. I think I ate like 10 of the fries. I threw them all out.
Oh really?
It just. I mean, I had like a quarter pounder and I ate that, but like I threw all the fries. It was just. It's like really expensive now. I was watching some videos on it recently. It's like. The quality is terrible, and it's much more expensive now. So it's like, I think the fast food, it's on the downturn here.
Well, I mean, it's so expensive, and people can't afford it. Like it used to be cheap when I was in high school. McDonald's cheeseburgers were 49 cents, hamburgers are 49 cents. Cheeseburgers are 59 cents. And I used to swim in high school, so I was always hungry. So I'd go to McDonald's to get 4 cheeseburgers and fries and chicken nuggets. And that meal was like $5, and like now that meal would be 25, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Remember when the McChicken and the McDouble were $1 each?
Yeah. Everything used to be so cheap. When I remember gas getting to $1 for the first time, I was irate about that. How the bites? Is that how the bites cook? I think it's medium. It's not well done. It's not rare. So I think it's medium. kind of hard to tell because you don't really look inside. You're just eating the whole nugget. But
Oh, wow.
I think it's medium. Andy says, although we talked the other night, this line seems off. Commies should be small favorites. Jaden pitching through the absence of McLaurin could justify Washington from 1 to 3. Yeah, I would make it Washington -1 with the injuries that they have. So yeah, I don't understand why this line is 3. And Evan felt the same way. I was talking to him today. Arby's French dip with the roast beef bun is money way better than the bread they use on the normal sandwich.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't like. I usually don't like sauces and stuff like that. Only A1 sauce, ketchup, and barbecue sauce, really, and ranch.
I haven't had the French dip.
No, I haven't either. Tacos Tuesday, 2 tacos for $18.99.
Oh, I know, man. It's really getting bad out there.
It's terrible. At Chipotle, they just had their earnings last week. Their stock took a dive. Chipotle even said no one's buying our food anymore.
That's interesting. Like, you know the thing is, like, their food's actually healthy for you, or it's at least fresh. We'll put it that way. But no, like I think it's good for you too. Like it's all made there. I used to work at Chipotle, so like it's good food. But like my bowl at Chipotle is cheaper than a McDonald's value meal. And the quality and like the food quality sucks. Like I just won't go to McDonald's anymore.
Yeah.
Like I mean I know it was never like I mean I knew what I was getting, but there was one point where like McDonald's you'd say it was like there was some level of quality, and I use that term relative to what we're talking about. But
yeah. Look, I have 2 kids, so I'm always on the lookout for deals. Chick-fil-A every Monday, kids eat free with an adult meal. So we take our 2 kids, and they always try to charge us. I'm like, wait a second, it's Monday, and they're like, oh, we'll take it off. And so the bill for 4 goes from 50 to 30. I'm like, oh, this is great. Red Robin has kids eat free every first Wednesday of every month. So we take advantage of that as well. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
you gotta take advantage.
Dude, 2 kids are expensive. It's my son's daycare is $1,000 a month, dude. It's pretty rough. Geez. It's really rough. My monthly bills are like almost $7,000 a month. It's crazy. So
holy smokes.
Yeah, it's insane. I need all the help we can get here. So
I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's awful.
Oh man, well, don't waste your money on McDonald's then.
Yeah, I mean,
the quality is bad.
It's bad. Yeah, it's bad. The food's not even that good.
Yeah. I mean, it was never great, but it's now like it's different. It's not food. It's something else.
Yeah, but my kids are fairly small, actually. No, I love the egg McMuffins, but they close this at 10:30, and that's when I wake up. So I never get a chance to eat them.
You know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick you up some egg McMuffins, and then I'll drop them, have them keep them warm for you, and drop them at your door 10:30.
You're going to drive up from Florida?
Yeah. Next time I'm up, I'll purchase you some egg McMuffins.
Okay, I appreciate it, dude. I was coming from the dentist office, and it was like 10:50. I was like, oh man, I better make it to McDonald's because breakfast closes at 11. I was like rushing through traffic. I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna make it. So I pull up the app on my phone, and I'm like trying to type it in, like while I'm in traffic, and I was like, it won't work. There's no egg muffins here. What the heck? And so I pull through the drive-through, and it's like 10:59. I'm like, do you guys still serve breakfast? Guy, 3 egg muffins. And the guy's like, we stopped serving breakfast 10:30. I'm like, what? What is this crap? Like, the
10:30 to 11 window is so like it's up for grabs a little bit because it's like it's too late for breakfast almost, but it's too early. It's too early for lunch.
You have to be a psychopath to eat lunch at 10:30. I'm sorry. It's still breakfast at 10:30.
I agree. I would say breakfast is still 10:30, but like 11.
I think 11 for lunch is still early. Like I can understand it, but at least it's a little too early for lunch.
Yeah, personally. I don't think I couldn't go before 12 now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd like to go, you like to go later. Makes the day if you go at like 1, then it's like by the time you come back, your day's almost over. If you work like a 9 to 5 like I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
just make sure the regular chefs don't have their days off on Wednesdays. Yeah. That'd be bad. So what were we saying here? Do we have any other comments? I was raised at McDonald's. I had to go, and Weight Watchers at 9. So was I. They had the play place, and we used to go after swim practice all the time. I used to be so hungry after swim practice. Like I would eat like a horse, So anyway, and he says maybe it was by the same guy who made the Colts only -3. That was a point of contention, Andy. Tom likes the Steelers here, and Evan and I like the Colts. So,
I'm not saying. I mean, if I have to pick a side, I like the Steelers. I'm leaning that way. I don't love it, but it's just based on solely that it seems odd. It seems odd to me.
Yeah, Walter on this bar working hours. Yeah, basically. Yeah, I go to bed at 5:30 in the morning. I just do my work at night.
Oh wow! I thought you went to bed at 6. That's. I'm glad you're getting an extra half hour.
Well, no, I go up. I go up at 5:30. So
you retire for the evening.
Yeah, I retire for the yes.
I
no. By the time I floss, brush my teeth, do all that stuff. I'm in bed at like 5:45, 5:50. So it's basically 6. And by the time I fall asleep, it's basically 6. So that's why I would say 6.
Yeah. Do you fall asleep like right away, or do you ever have to don't you need time to unwind? I guess you've been doing your schedule for so long now, you're probably used to it.
Oh yeah. There's always time to unwind, sure.
Yeah. Like when I worked I worked overnights for a short while, and it's like when you get home, or like late nights, I worked for a while, like in food service.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you get home at like 4:30, 5 a.m. Like you can't, even though you've been like working all night, like you can't fall asleep right away.
Yeah.
You got to unwind for like a few hours. So like you don't ever have to do that because you only have a window of like 5 hours there to sleep.
There are certain methods to unwind, we won't get into that. But no, really, I mean, you can something that really works for me, like when I put my head down, is actually think about the NFL matchups coming up. And I just fall asleep. Like I don't even get to. I go by division. I'm like, okay, so Eagles on our bye. So I'm like, our Cowboys play the Cardinals, and I start thinking about that. I'm thinking like, am I missing anything here? And I think through it, and then I go to the the next team, and then like by the time I'm like the NFC South, I don't remember anything after that. So, so anyway,
it's also 24/7. Wow.
Yeah. Where I live. Where do you live? I would love to move there.
Just for that.
Just for like muffins. It's worth it. They used to have McDonald's 24/7 until COVID, and that's what changed it. Like they changed it for COVID, but then they never changed it back. So I was like, well, why didn't you change it back? Which I guess they just didn't make enough money.
I'm sure the employees were rejoicing. That's
I guess it doesn't matter. You're making food no matter what. Like why is it?
Yeah, but as someone who works in food service, like they can stretch you thin sometimes. There's like 800 different products to make, and like if you're short staffed, it can suck. So
okay.
I'm sure the employees were pleased as punch.
Yeah.
But the customers weren't happy. Walter Football wasn't happy.
No, I've been complaining about it for a while. Yeah.
What do we got here from Andy?
So which matchup favors which team? Steelers defense versus Colts offense, or Steelers offense versus Colts defense?
I think offense is the strongest unit, of course.
Yeah, Colts, and I think the Steelers defense is the weakest unit. So the Colts offense should be able to do whatever they want against the Steelers defense, whereas the Steelers offense against the Colts defense, Colts have a strong run defense. Something to keep in mind is Grover Stewart is questionable. He did practice fully on Friday though, but Grover Stewart is this big run stuffer the Colts have, and whenever he's out, historically over the past few years, their run defense has gotten a lot worse. So just make sure he's in the game if you're just going to bet it. As long as he plays, I feel like the Colts defense should be able to handle the Steelers offense. Yeah, the Steelers offense will score some touchdowns here and there, but it won't be nearly as successful as the Colts offense.
Yeah. Oh, look, and all the stats back to Colts here, and I liked it, but I don't know. It's just something feels weird here. I'm just going to stay away from the game, but I would take the Steelers.
Okay. So Scorpion lives in Vancouver, so that would require living in Canada. So I take back what I said before.
Hey, whatever happened with Elias Patterson on the Canucks? I thought that he was going to have such a high ceiling. He's kind of been out to lunch the last 2 days. I'm assuming you're a Canucks fan there, Scorpion. Thanks for joining, man. You ever see the Simpsons episode where they move and his boss is Hank Scorpio? And Homer's saying, he's like, "Yes, Mr. Scorpion. He's like, don't call me Mr. Scorpion, Mr. Scorpio, but don't call me that either. I
Nice.
love that line.
Nice.
Patterson's a bum. Oh man, yeah. I mean, he has been like the last season, and so far he hasn't done too much this season. But I always felt like he had such a high ceiling. I don't know. I hope he turns it back on.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So let's move on to the next game.
We're talking just for clarity's sake. We'll move on. Elias Patterson, who plays for the Vancouver Canucks.
I got that via context clues, but I don't know who he is. I never heard his name. You know.
Okay. Scorpion, thanks for joining, buddy.
Yeah. So anyway, I want to talk about Bears Bengals because I think this game's interesting. The Bengals, so it's kind of like a roller coaster right here, sort of, with Joe Flacco's injury report. So he was DNP to start the week on Wednesday, and that caused this line to go from 2.5 to 3. And then on Thursday, he returned to practice on limited basis, and then that dropped the line from 3 to 2.5. And then on Friday, he was DNP again. So I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna make sure that is the case before I spread any fake info. Yes, he was DNP on Friday today. So he went from DNP to limited, then DNP. He says there's a chance to play. I forget what the exact quote was. I'm gonna bring that up here. I'm not seeing it. I forget what that quote was, but anyway, so he may not play, and if so, that's gonna be Jake Browning again. And so Trey Hendrickson also not going to play. He's doubtful. So I think the Bears look appealing. You know, and they had an ugly game against Baltimore, but I think they can bounce back here. Cincinnati without their best defensive player and their quarterback seems like a rough spot. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I'm kind of I've done pretty well at in fact, I've done rather well at reading the Bengals this year, actually. I like the Bears here too, even if they burned us in what thought there was a free square with because we were getting the Bears at plus 6.5 in the contest when the line moved to, I think, 2.5 in real life, and they still blew it. Yeah, I mean, I came on the show and I ended up taking them. I told you I liked the Jets, and I knew I was a little crazy for feeling that way. But it's like, geez, one game, you know, it was like I just thought it was such an over. And I think I compared it to like the Cam Newton overreaction, like the return. I said it was a little bit different, but on the same level. It's like just because Joe Flacco, a guy who of course, he won a Super Bowl and a Super Bowl MVP, but outside of that, like he has been under a lot of scrutiny and just was always kind of known as the guy who got there. And yeah, like in the twilight of his career here, he's had a bit of a revival and has certainly looked good at times. But it's like one good game on a Thursday night, and like we're going to call him, like we're going to say the Bengals are back. I don't think so, man. So that's why I like the Jets last week. So I'm still hesitant. Yeah, like the Bengals do have a little life. Or they did before losing to the Jets. So, like, I don't know. It's like I think people think they'll bounce back here, but you know, or back to the way they played, I guess, against the Steelers. But I don't think so. They're not that good of a team, and like Flacco isn't going to have a game like he had against the Steelers every single time. And people are like, "Wow, well, he still has Jamar Chase." Yeah, of course. And he had that, and I think people are maybe kind of blinded by that incredible effort that they had on Thursday night. How many catches? Chase had like 20 catches, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like I don't know. I can't hang my hat just on that one performance, especially when we know how bad this Bengals team really is.
Yeah.
So, you know, and look, I'm not saying the Bears are any better, but you know, I don't like backing a quarterback that paints freaking fingernails, but no, JK, I don't care. But like,
yes, you do.
I'll take the Bears here. I'll put them in the maybe pile.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't with the Bengals. And I feel like I've read them pretty well this season. In fact, I don't think. No, we took Jacksonville plus 3.5, and then they won by 4. Like, especially if Browning is in there. You know, I mean,
yep.
He hasn't really looked good. Well, actually, except for that second half against Jacksonville, the only time he looked good. But
yeah, that last drive that killed us. You know, that should have been a win. So okay, maybe pile. That's fine. I traded Bam Knight straight up for Terry McLaurin. Thanks in advance. Yeah, I like it because Trey Benson's not going to be out for that much longer. So Bam Knight's going to be rendered irrelevant soon. So yeah, if you can get anything for him, even if it's an injured receiver, I like it. So I think it's a good trade. So all right, Tom, where it's your turn to pick the next game that you like. What are we looking at?
Okay, I'm not saying I love this or necessarily want it on the card, but I'm going to put this out there, and then I don't know how you feel on this one, and maybe we'll see if you can sway me one way or another. God, that Raiders plus 2.5. That looks. I mean, the Jags look way too easy here. This is another game. I have a few games. I think it's like the third one where I'm really going on feel here. That line seems weird, man. This Raiders team freaking blows chunks, bro. And they're only plus 2.5.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think the Jags are that great either. And also they lost Travis Hunter. Not that they were using him correctly anyway, but I mean necessarily. But like that's got to take the wind out of your sails at least a little bit on a mental level, if nothing else, to lose a player that's supposed to be like a big part of your team. So I don't know. I mean. Oh, you're welcome. I'm not sure for what, but thanks, parents, for joining.
Not sure for what.
Appreciate you. So I'm just saying, like, doesn't feel right. The Raiders are bad though, so like it's Raiders or nothing for me. It's probably going to be nothing, but it's yeah. I was trying to put it nicely. Yeah, it's tough to back the Raiders.
Yeah,
I mean, even that game against the Titans was a little close. Is that the only game they've won this year, or have they won? Oh no, they beat the Patriots week 1.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
And, that strengthens my argument. So remember they beat this Patriots team.
That's right.
I don't know. How do you feel about this one? It would definitely be Raiders or nothing. I don't love it, but this is a field play, and the line looks like it's begging you to take Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's funny that you should say that because that Roto World girl that I was talking about, she usually comes on with some guy. He looks like sickly skinny. He looks like he's gonna snap by like a twig. But he was like, yeah, I love the Jaguars. I can't believe they're only -3. I would take them -5. And like based on what? Like this Jaguar team sucks. Yeah. Like I've been saying it since they were 4-1. Like this is such a fraudulent team. They beat almost nothing but terrible opponents. I know they beat the Chiefs, but they got very lucky in that game. Otherwise, they've done nothing this year. And I said when they're 4-1, felt like a house of cards. And they since they got blown out by the Rams and stuff. Now, not that the Raiders are nearly as good as the Rams, but the Raiders will be better this week because they get Max Crosby back from injury. They get Brock Bowers back from injury. They get Jacoby Myers back from injury. None of those players have injury designations, so they will all play. I wish we also got Colton Miller back. Now, he's not eligible to come back yet. He's eligible next week because he is an IR. This is his 4th game on IR. That's my concern, though, is the Raider offensive line sucks. It's so bad. If they had Colton Miller, the Raiders would be a good play for me, like medium-sized play, because they just have the worst. And I'm going to quote Andy here because Andy's listening. Andy said that this Raider team is the worst offensive line he's seen, and I mean he's been handicapping games since '90. So that's saying a lot, and I think he's right. Like they're so bad especially without Miller. Now, if they had Miller, like I said, they could at least do something on the edge against those 2 edge rushers the Jaguars have. So the blocking is my worry here, but I would side with the Raiders if I had to pick a side. So I know you just said that if you love this, you don't know if you love this game. But if you came out and told me like, Walt, I love the Raiders this week, I would support it being on the card.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but I agree with you on the maybe list. Yeah, so I agree with what you said. This is Raiders or nothing. I couldn't take the Jaguars.
Yeah. Okay, we'll put it on maybe then. I have a feeling we might find some other games, but we'll see where we have. I mean, we have 4 definites already. Yeah.
Yeah, we have 4 definites and 2 maybes. And he says Raiders did focus on offensive line during the bye week. We should learn early if they found any answers. Yeah, look, that is true. They did have a week off, so maybe they found something. That's something to look for. And maybe that's more of a live bet. If you see the Raiders blocking well to start the game, you're like, okay, maybe I can bet the Raiders. And Pat says they didn't. So we'll say, yeah, they don't really have the talent. I don't know. Maybe they did learn something. It's hard to say. I would guess no, but crazier things have happened. All right, so it is my turn to pick a game that I like. There are two more games I have units on, and might as well go to the next. It's right beneath this one. It's Saints and Rams. I have a small play on the Rams. It's not a big play. My worry here with the Rams is that they are in a tough spot because after this game, they have to play against the 49ers and then the Seahawks. So it's like a double look ahead for the Rams. Also, the Rams are making a quarterback change. They're going to Shuck. And the Rams don't have any tape on Shuck in the NFL. They have a bunch of college tape, but I don't know if that means anything. It's so like the unfamiliarity could hurt the Rams. Also, whenever the Saints can run the ball, they can keep games close. And so the Rams run defense, I just don't know what to make of it because the start of the year, they were playing really well against the run. And then they had 2 or 3 game stretch where they couldn't stop the run at all. But then in London against the Jaguars, they shut down ATN. So it's like whichever Rams run defense shows up is going to dictate this game. So if the Rams can keep the clamps on Kamara, by the way, Kamara is questionable. He's limited all week. If they can shut him down or Taysom Hill, they'll be able to shut down the Saints. But if they're leaky against the run, the Saints can keep this game close, kind of like they did against Buffalo. Why I like this game, though, is like the Saints are a Group F team. They stink. And I know they've kept some games close, but recently, not really. They got blown out by Tampa. They got blown out by Chicago past 2 weeks. I think we kind of see like cracks in the foundation here for them. And so I think there's a chance this could be just a massacre here for the Rams. But I also think there's an outside chance if the Rams are a little unfocused or if they can't stop the run, then the Saints can kind of squeak in a cover at the end or something. So like I said, small bet for me on the Rams. I don't know. How do you feel about this game?
Okay, picture this. At the end of the game, Shuck throws like a 75-yard Hail Mary touchdown to win the game as time expires, and we'll say,
Wow.
Shuck can chuck it.
Chuck. How are they going to spell Chuck, though? Because
oh, that's like right. People aren't going to know. Damn
it's going to be CHOUGH, Chuck.
Yeah, exactly. No, but, look, this is... I've done all right playing the Saints this year. In fact, they cover. I had them on my super contest, one of my super contest cards. The 2 times they did cover against the Giants and against the Bills. Mm-hmm. Did they cover any other games?
Let's take a look. So the Saints played the Niners. They did not cover that game. They did not cover against the Patriots. They did not cover against Arizona. They did not cover against the Seahawks. They did not cover against Chicago. They did not cover against Tampa. Those are all the A, B, and C group A and B and C teams. Mm-hmm. But they did cover against I don't have Buffalo here. So yeah, the one time they covered above Group C or above Group D rather was against Buffalo. The Saints and the Giants and the Bills game were the only 2 games in which they covered the spread. And it took 5 turnovers in consecutive drives in the Giants game for them to cover. So,
yeah. Oh wow, McVay's 9-3 versus rookies.
Yeah, but 3-5 against the spread off a bye too. So you can find data points to support either side.
The thing here is, I mean, I could make the argument for the Saints that okay, like they have played hard like all year. They've really, even the game that they didn't cover, for as bad as they are, they've actually played better than I thought they would this season, and they're at least in many games they were very close to covering. Mm-hmm. So my point is, I think I've never seen them lackadaisical on, at least on the side of putting forth effort throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
So, but with that said, what do I know about Shuck other than he can chuck? But okay, then I can argue against this Rams team was losing at halftime to the Titans, but I don't know. If it were the Saints with Rattler, as crazy as this might sound, I might be more inclined to take them because at least I know what I'm getting. Yeah. Shuck, I'm not too sure, and I'm going to feel really dumb if I have the Saints, knowing that the Rams could run away with this easily. But you said that they're looking ahead. They do have San Francisco next week,
and then Seattle. So
yeah, okay. I think that's certainly in our in favor of the Saints. Then that they could certainly overlook this one.
Yeah.
Too. So I don't know. I'd lean Saints here, but this probably isn't a game. I mean, unless you're like want to convince me further that you like.
No, it's like a 2-unit bet on the Rams, so it's not going to quite make the card. If this were the Golden Nugget contest, we had to pick 7. It might make it, but with 5, it's not. So it's
Okay.
right on the cusp. So
Right.
I wanted to hear your opinion, because if you like the Rams a lot, then we can put it on the card, because I like them a little bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. Did you guys see Rattlers pass the linebacker and then get hammered down on the goal line for the pick 6? Yeah,
Against
sad.
Tampa, yeah. Oh
Yeah,
man.
sad. Yeah. Like I said, the thing with Shuck is that they have no tape on him. So usually when a quarterback has no tape, like, he can do well the first time. Remember Nick Mullins when he stepped in for the first time, and it's great. And then obviously not so much after. It happens. So I actually would disagree with you there. Like, if this were Rattler, I'd have less confidence in the Saints, because, like you said yourself, like, we know what we get in Rattler, which is a quarterback who sucks. Like look, Shuck was the 40th pick in the draft. Like, the Saints thought highly of him to take him at number 40 overall. Yeah. So maybe he could be an upgrade. Maybe. I don't think so,
Could
but
be.
there's a chance.
No, you're certainly you're certainly correct. But
yeah.
I don't know. At least I know, like, I don't know. Rattlers covered some games. I don't know.
They're 2-7 against the spread this year, and last year I believe he was 2-5 against the spread. I think so. If I'm correct, it's 4-12 against the spread. Yeah, you're making a lot of money betting against Rattler. Let's just say that.
Yeah. But you know what? I haven't. I don't know. I feel like I read this team pretty well. I would take the Saints here. I take the Saints, but I mean, I probably won't. But I'll probably stay away. But I would take the Saints.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. What is your next game, if you have a next game?
Let's see. What haven't we touched on? Oh, how about the Chiefs here? Bills seem a little too easy to me. I mean, I feel like they always win in the regular season, and the Chiefs.
You always win the playoffs. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like whenever, like, these, in the last, like, several years, when, like, any combination of, like, the Chiefs, Bills, and Ravens, like, meet together, like, get together, the line's always like 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those, like, I don't know. This is just from, like, the eye and memory test. I feel like the favorite always takes it. Cause, like, I remember, like, when Buffalo was -2 against Kansas City in our first season doing the Super Contest, 22-23, and I remember they covered that one.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm pulling numbers out of thin air here. I don't have stats to back this up. I'm just going from the eye and feel test.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like the favorite always, like, tends to, like, win, like, these closer matchups.
Yeah.
I kind of like the Chiefs here. I don't know.
I
don't love either side, but
yeah,
I'd rather stay away, honestly. But
I like the Chiefs a little bit, not enough to bet them. One thing that could sway me is that Josh Simmons, their left tackle, is out. All right, he's been out for a few weeks, so it's not a big deal. But their backup, Jalen Moore, has played really well. But he was DNP on Friday, so that kind of has me concerned as if they're down to the third string left tackle. And then Trey Smith, their guard, is he's questionable, but looks like he's going to play because he was practicing fully. So if we're heading into the game and we see the inactives list and all 3 of those guys are out, then suddenly I'm going to have some interest in Buffalo. But as it stands now, I would take the Chiefs. The Bills have injuries too. Like, they're missing their two starting defensive tackles, and then Matt Milano, who's the heart and soul of their defense at linebacker. He's making his return, but there's been a long history of Milano coming back for his first game and then being terrible. And then usually it's like by the time it's like the third game, Milano really steps up and is great again. But it usually takes him a little bit of time to work back into playing shape. So like, the whole middle of the defense for Buffalo is just kind of ravaged by injuries right now, and I feel like that's an area the Chiefs could really take advantage, because Rashee Rice works over the middle. You have Travis Kelce, who's in shape for the first time in 2 regular seasons. Like, he can work over the middle. So I feel like the Chiefs could really take advantage of that liability. So I'm on board with the Chiefs, but like I said, they have the offensive line injuries that we need to be worried about.
Mm-hmm. I think we'll probably end up finding something else, but Mike Hartle's leaning Chiefs too.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining, Mike.
Yeah, for sure. So, all right, let's get to another game here. And this is the last game in which I have units on. It is the Falcons at the Patriots.
Okay, here we
So,
go.
so I know you have no interest in this game because you texted me and said the Falcons are blacklisted, which I don't blame you for wanting to blacklist them, but I think you can be selective in where you blacklist them because they have shown up. Completely just flat in 2 games this year against Carolina week 3 and then against Miami week 8. I think in games in which they could show up flat, I think they should be blacklisted for sure because Raheem Morris is such a bad coach, and we've seen teams, not just this team but other teams, quit on him. The Tampa team in either 2010 or 2011, they just flat out quit on Raheem Morris. So this is not anything new, but if they're underdogs, and they're considerable underdogs in this game, 5.5 is a lot, especially considering that the advanced line is only 2.5. I don't see a situation in which they're going to lay an egg. Like, they're going to play hard, especially given that they were embarrassed so much at home. They lost 34-7. Like they almost have to show up here. And the Patriots are, like I said before, they have beaten. Obviously, they've beaten almost every team they played this year, but their level of competition has been pretty low, except for Buffalo. They have not played anyone else above Group C, except, like I said, except Buffalo. Now, they did win the game, so you can't really dismiss them, and I think they're a good team. But 5.5 is a lot, especially, like I said, 2.5 on the advanced line. This moved 3 points up through the key number of 3, just based on 1 week's worth of results, and half of that result is Atlanta not showing up against Miami. Like, I feel like this line movement is unwarranted. And, Michael Penix is going to be back. Drake London's going to be back. Atlanta is going to be back to the team that we've seen beat teams or almost beat teams. They beat Buffalo at home. They almost beat Tampa. They went toe-to-toe with Tampa. And I would say Tampa and the Patriots are pretty close to one another. So I like Atlanta here, the 5.5. I'm not crazy about it. It is not. I don't think it's going to quite make the card. It's probably my 6th pick, if we're going to be honest here. So I don't think they're going to quite make it, but I do like them here. I like the line value, and I like getting the team coming off such a humiliating performance that they should rebound. So, what do you think about this game?
So how quickly a tune can change after I say they're blacklisted. I kind of like Atlanta too here in the spot.
Changing your tune changer.
Yeah. Yeah, here's the thing. And I really like this Patriots team, but let's they almost started out 0-3 to the likes of the Raiders, Dolphins, and Steelers. They almost started out 0-3.
Yeah.
So their wins, let's see. 5 of their wins are against arguably the 5 worst teams in the league.
Yeah.
Certainly 4 of them are Miami, Carolina, the Saints, the Titans, and the Browns. Now, the Browns do have a good defense. Didn't look like it in that game, though. They put 32 on them. The only really impressive win that they've had is that Buffalo game. So yep. I think maybe people are buying more into it's like, oh, like this team is rolling right now and maybe not paying it. I mean, we were saying it before the season how they had the easiest schedule by far. Mm-hmm. So look, I know the Falcons have really hosed us. Oh God, I don't even know what happened last week. It was just there was no hope. There was no hope from jump almost.
Yep.
It sucked. It sucked. But yeah, I think they're going to keep this one close. Oh, they probably want revenge from the Super Bowl too, huh?
Oh yeah, they're getting revenge on Tom Brady. So
Bill Belichick. 9 years later.
Yeah. It scored the touchdown. I can't remember. It was the Patriots. This guy scored the touchdown in overtime.
James
White. Yeah. Getting revenge on him. All those Patriots still on the roster right now.
Yeah, exactly. So
is there anyone from that Patriots team still on the roster?
I can't imagine there would be. I
want to look at the roster right now.
I guess it's possible, but it was 9 years ago? Jeez, that was that long ago?
Yeah, 2016. Yeah, it's been a long time.
That's crazy.
I'm looking at the roster. I'm not seeing anyone that kind of stands out as being on the team. Usually it's like there's an offensive lineman or something, but not even that. No, I don't think anyone's still on the roster unless I'm missing someone. Yeah.
What about the Falcons? Maybe someone on the Falcons still has bad blood, you know?
Yeah, I don't think anyone is on the Falcons either.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of turnover. Jake Matthews is still there.
On the Falcons.
He was in his third year and for that Super Bowl, and now he's still on the team. So
he's gonna be pissed.
It's the Jake Matthews revenge game. Yes.
Yeah, exactly, man. Take the Falcons, baby.
Yeah.
I do like him in this spot, and I also think if we put him on the card, that's a nice balance of favorites and dogs.
Okay. So
I really like the bounce back spot. Patriots, I think they're good, but I think this is a close game. I think this is like a 3-point game.
Yeah, I think so too. So is this a definite or a maybe?
Yeah, I'll put it on there. I think that's a good mix. We've got so what do we have? Packers, Lions, Superchargers, and the commanding hockey club, and the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, that'd be 3.
The Atlanta Thrashers. Remember the Thrashers, the NHL team that is no longer around.
Where'd they go? Is that Winnipeg?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. You were a big Thrashers fan, weren't you?
Oh yeah, I love the Thrashers. So great. I don't think I could name. I don't think I can name a single player who played for the Thrashers.
I don't think I could either, and I watch hockey.
But I liked going back to Winnipeg. You know, I like those old logos. You know, Hartford Whalers.
I love the Whalers. Yeah.
Quebec Nordiques. Even though it is Canada, but still. Winnipeg Jets. I like that. I like that they brought the Winnipeg. It gave me some hope that they could bring back Hartford Whalers and Quebec Nordiques. Especially Hartford Whalers is so cool. Yeah, the green and blue, like the whale logo. Yeah, so I fully support that. Anyway, so that's what I go with. I'm not sure which would be a better bet. Any thoughts on that? Do you prefer a full game? What it was? Atlanta first quarter or half might be better. Yeah, maybe. I mean, look, if you're trying to figure out who's going to make the better halftime adjustments, I would think it's Vrabel's staff. So if you wanted to take this game and wanted to do half, I wouldn't do quarter. If you you lose the coin flip, you feel bad, So I think half makes sense if you're going to do that. So
I agree.
Yeah, Whalers jerseys. Yeah, there's bring back the Whalers. Yeah, Thrashers went to Winnipeg.
Okay, yeah, I thought that was.
That's the extent of my hockey knowledge tonight.
I remember when the first year the Nordiques moved to Colorado Avalanche's first season, they won the Stanley Cup. That was the greatest hockey team I've seen in my lifetime. 95-96 Colorado Avalanche.
Sakic, Forsberg, and Roy, right?
Patrick Roy is my favorite goalie of all time.
Yeah, he was awesome. He was great in NHL '96.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 5 definites. I don't know how much further we need to take this. What are some games we haven't talked about? Anything on Niners
and Giants we haven't gotten to, and
anything on? Okay, those are the answers. Anything on here? Niners, Giants. For me, I wish the Niners had their edge rushers back, but they don't. So I worry about getting pressure. But the Giants are not going to have Scatabo. They're not going to have Jermaine Illuminor. They're not going to have a couple other players. A couple of players in the secondary. 2 of their corners going to be out. So I wanted the Niners to have their pass rushers back so I could take them, but they're not back. So I'm going to lay off the game. Any thoughts? Quick thoughts?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Hey, I mean, I can sit here. I love, even though I've gone against them and they burned me. The Giants have, save for the last game against the Eagles, but obviously losing Scatabo was a huge loss.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, I thought that they've played tough. I said, okay, what are they going to do without Malik Neighbors? And they still put forth some what was a really solid game against Denver until the fourth quarter. But I don't know. This Giants team is kind of hard to predict, but no Neighbors, no Scatabo, and I don't know. This seems like a tricky line. I'd just prefer to stay away from this. I really don't have an opinion at all, actually.
My dog wants to offer her opinion, as I think she really needs to go to the bathroom. So let's hurry this up.
Okay, wrap up. Yeah.
We talked about all these games. Yes. Cardinals Cowboys. This is my least interest game of the week. I don't know what to make of this game. I actually would prefer Arizona percent we're playing, but Murray's going to be back. I hate Kyler Murray. I think he sucks, but I feel like Murray usually covers as an underdog. He's actually 21-9 against the spread as an underdog. So I think this is going to be a close game, but the line is close. So not really not sure what to make of this game. I would lean Arizona. Any thoughts here?
Yeah, I'm not interested in this one either, but I would lean Arizona too. The Dallas defense has inspired zero hope in me, and I will fade them. I would prefer to fade them until they do something to prove me otherwise. So not going to take this, but I would take the Cardinals.
Okay. I'm saying Murray may not play. Let me look real fast. Parrot said that. I'm seeing Murray was limited both times. So, yeah, maybe he won't play. And if it's Brissett, I like Arizona. So isn't Brisket starting? I thought it was Murray, personally. I thought I saw a report today saying Murray was probably going to start, but I imagined that in between trick-or-treating and stuff like that. I don't know. I like I said, I assume that it would. Let me look at Murray working with the backups on Friday. Okay. So maybe that's why this line moved to 3. And I disagree with that. So I don't know. I mean, look, it could turn tomorrow. So we'll see. Reported by Schefter. Okay. So, okay. Yeah. I would like Arizona a little bit more then, but not enough to surpass any of the teams. So,
yeah.
All right. Let me pull this up here. And we are 23-17. So, Holmes All Heroes, 23-17. This looks like our card, unless there are any changes like last week that screw us. So Holmes All Heroes, 23-17. Packers minus 13.5 against the Panthers. Chargers minus 9.5 against the Titans. Lions minus 8.5 against the Vikings. Redskins plus 3 against the Seahawks, and Falcons plus 5.5 against the Patriots. Is there anything there you want to take off?
No, I like it. Nice balance of favorites and underdogs there. So looks good.
Yeah, it looks good to me. All right. Well, my dog really needs to go out. So if we need to end the show. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for watching and commenting. Really appreciate it. Thanks especially to PC 199 Super Chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Just keeps the show going. I can't say it enough. YouTube ads pay nothing. So, all right, Quacky, anything to say on the way out? You want to maybe promote your Twitter handle or something?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Quacky T. I'll let you can see me. I'm usually tagging Walt and something or vice versa, but we can wrap it up. So you can go let your dog out.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Once again, thanks, guys. We'll be back Tuesday, regular schedule next week. And good luck with all your bets. I hope we all win our bets, all of them. And I hope you guys have a great night, great rest of your weekend. And I'll talk to you on Tuesday.
See you later.